Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My talk today will be on ultimate speed limit for broadband internet. The outline of the presentation is we'll look at the timeline of communication tools, what is fiber optics, we'll look at what fiber technology, how fiber optics work, the computer language, how the two interact, and how internet data is sent through the optical fiber. And we'll look at what is the terminal broadband speed of optical fibers, and what is broadband speed, and how the CSIR intend to increase the internet bandwidth. And I'll actually end with a conclusion. Timeline of communication tools is starts at 300 BC up until now. Most of the years on the early BCs, only the postal system and newspapers are still in use today. If you look at during the 1900 years AD, almost all the tools are still in use today. They have been improved over time and merged with later tools and technologies. And if you look at the early days of computer networking and internet, that involves now computers, internet, which roughly was introduced in 1983, internet. And if one were to look at today's, the era of telecommunication, we're talking about fourth generation network, where you've got both optical and audio signal working together. That is how far communication tools have been from 300 BC till 2012. Many technologies have been developed over the years. So my talk will be basically on what is fiber optics. Well, we are used of the idea of information traveling in different ways. We have a landline telephone where we've got a wire cable carries the sounds from our voice into a socket in a wall, where another cable takes it to a local telephone exchanger to the person on the other end of the phone. We also have what we call cell phones, whereby it sends and receives information using invisible radio waves. Well, we call it wireless technology because there are no cables. We also, what we have now is fiber optics, where we're able to send coded information in a beam of light down what we call a glass or plastic pipe, which is fiber optics. Now, this technology in 1950 was originally developed for endoscopes to help doctors to see inside human being without having to cut a person open. And in the 1960s, engineers found a way of using the same technology to transmit telephone calls at the speed of light at 300,000 kilometers per second. That's like sending light, information of light from here to the moon in about 2.5 seconds, roughly. So what is fiber technology? A fiber optic cable is made up of incredibly thin strands of glass or plastic known as optic fibers. That is a fiber cable. It's got about 144 strands of fiber optics cable. And one cable can have as few as 2 strands to as many as several hundreds. And that is how they look like, small strands. Now, each strand is less than a tenth as thick as a human hair and carries something like 25,000 telephone calls, a single strand. Now, so an entire fiber optic cable in itself, the whole cable, can easily carry several millions of calls, just that single cable. Now, how fiber optics work? Light particles or photons, we call it, travel down the optical fiber cable by bouncing repeatedly off, following that yellow line there. Now you might expect a beam of light to travel in a clear glass pipe simply to leak out, but what you find is that if the light bounces at shallow angles, it's able to just maintain to be inside the fiber, and the light will be trapped inside the pipe and what we'll call total internal reflection. So that's how the fiber, you can see at the end, it's bright. So that's where the light comes out.